Hey guys, this is Mark with Appletech OneTwit, and in this video I want to show you our process of importing media from an SD card or our cameras, how we import it and what we do with it once we do get all of that footage ready to be edited. So this is going to be our ingest process as well as how we store it, archive it once it's done, and what we do when we are in the process of editing. So let's get started. So for our day-to-day imports and videos, we prefer to use Adobe Media Encoder. This is not only a great app to export your footage and prepare it for somewhere like YouTube, but also some pretty nice ingest processes with automated workflows. So I just input the card, select the clip, start it, and it'll throw it onto a file somewhere in a folder, and it's just ready to be edited right away. So that is what we use for our day-to-day videos, and it's just a really great program, and that's what I like to use. Now for bigger projects, I use ShotPut Pro. This verifies every single clip byte by byte to ensure that what you get in the end is the exact same copy of your clip. So you may lose a couple of bytes of data, and that could corrupt the clip or just degrade the quality, and we don't want that. So for big projects, movies, we do ShotPut Pro. Media Encoder is mainly what we use, and I have no issues with it. And one utility I want to show you that I use all the time for SD cards, more specifically, it's like this camera, is actually image capture. This is a default app on the Mac, and it's just a really awesome way to import pictures and videos from cameras. It doesn't work with something like Red. That's why we use Media Encoder, and that does go through down the file structure and shows you the individual clips on Red, which is awesome. But this one is just for SD cards, and for me it works pretty good. It doesn't have the verification process like ShotPut Pro does, but it works fairly good. So now that we've got our clips imported, where do the clips go? Well, we recently got a Synology network attached storage device, and that is kind of where we are going to be storing our stuff. I do have, and I used to use it all the time, and I still do, I have an SSD connected externally to my Mac, and that is where I used to store all of my raw clips as well as the projects. But now we've got 6 terabytes on a NAS device, and that is where I store everything. So if we open up this folder, the drive, we see we have video projects, and underneath that is imported media. And that is where Media Encoder will throw all of our clips, and that is where I'm going to find it. And then I break each one down by videos. So you can see a couple of videos we were working on previously, and I keep all of the raw files for about a week or so after the video is done in case I need to edit something, change it. And then we have assets, which is just a couple of Premiere things that I am using, but that's not always there. And then we have projects. This is where we store the projects for our videos. I may break it down by video, so I have an individual project for each one. What I'm trying out right now is using just bins inside of Premiere, and that is where we are going to be doing each individual video. So like there's a folder within this one giant project where we have every single video. And speaking of Premiere, we are actually in the process of switching from Final Cut Pro to Premiere for a couple of reasons. One, it does work on a network drive. Final Cut Pro allowed you to store your projects on an external scratch disk as long as it was directly connected to your computer, but network drives are not, and Final Cut Pro does not let you do that. So we've been trying Premiere, and for the most part, we are playing about half resolution, 4K, and I'm getting pretty much full frame rate, no dropped frames really at all. So the process is very seamless for that, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm using Premiere more, is because you can edit off of a network drive. For the past several months, I have not stored any videos, the clips, or the project on my Mac. It's all been done externally, and now that we've got a RAID solution for redundancy and backup, the network drive is going to be our main choice for editing. and I'm getting fast enough speeds. So it's really actually a great solution to make sure your files are safe and not take up space on the computer. And another reason, and I'll make this one short, is we are bringing in another editor, and they're colorists. They're going to be editing the color on our projects, and it's going to work easier for them to edit in Premiere rather than Final Cut Pro, not because of their skills, but because of the way you can open up a project on one computer, close it, then open it on the other. Final Cut Pro has some issues, not that bad, but again, we are going to be doing this all over the network, and Premiere works the best. Now, one more thing I actually forgot to mention is that I do actually use redundancy for all of our current videos that we're working on. So I do put all the clips and the projects, and that is where I edit, off of the network drive, but I do have that SSD that I told you earlier directly attached to the computer, and that is where I do store the raw clips, not necessarily projects, just the clips. So if something does happen, I do have those clips, and I typically keep the individual files as well as the projects for about a week or two after the video goes up, again, just in case something happens that I need to change. I have those files ready to get fixed. So there you go. That is our process from importing media all the way to when we are in the editing process. And as you can see, we do have our video archives where we will store the final product. We're not at the point where we're saving individual clips, but this is what we have working for now. And that is all for this video. If you have any questions about our process or workflow, anything, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark, and I will see you in the next one.